Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. And OpTic Chicago has been a major topic of discussion these last several days, and last night Scump came out on stream for the first time in quite a long time to talk about these issues they are having as a squad in a pretty intriguing fashion indeed. Intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Many other things to dive into today. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new as always, I'd greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that. First of all, this from Charlie Intel, teaser for Warzone and Black Ops Card War Season 3 mid-season update. This is a massive deal, honestly, for competitive, because on May the 20th, that is the day of my final exam of university. So beautiful stuff. Thanks, well, to all you guys for the well wishes for yesterday's exam. Went very well. Thank you for those who asked. But yeah, May the 20th, that means Standoff is going to be arriving. You can see Jungle in the background right here. I don't know what the COD developers' obsession is with bringing back Jungle every single time. Of course, it was in Black Ops 1 originally. Then I'm pretty sure Black Ops 2 wasn't there, but every Black Ops game since then, they've brought back Jungle at some time or another. But well, Standoff will be arriving, we believe, on May the 20th. This is interesting timing. It's it's good timing in a way. The Stage 3 Major finishes on the 16th, so there's a few days until the 20th, and then of course there's a week off or so until the, Stage 4 will begin next Thursday. So the pros effectively have a week to practice Standoff, which is, it's maybe not too long in a way, because how are you really going to get a feel for how it plays for all the game modes in just a few days? We expect it to be there for Hardpoint and Search and Destroy as it was back in Black Ops 2. Exactly what it replaces is a question mark we'll go on to look at here in just a couple of seconds. But for something like Control, for example, people are looking at maybe Garrison not being so good. Checkmate, of course, still has some questions. There are some thoughts there as to whether the pros would consider bringing Standoff in for Control with only a few days. Like, realistically, comes out on the 20th. Stage 4 begins on the 27th, so the pros realistically only have like 3-4 days, something along those lines, to tell the CDL what they want to do so they can get it implemented into the rule sets and get everything finalized for before the stage. In theory, the CDL could turn that around very quickly, but I imagine they have kind of a deadline to be like, look, if you want to make some map set changes, you better be voting on it, a few days in advance for us to change everything before the Stage 4 begins, and then of course get that implemented into League play and all that type of good stuff as well. So should be pretty exciting stuff. Of course, there is always a question as to which teams will benefit from a potential change that Standoff comes in for certain maps. I think there's been a lot of discussion regarding Apocalypse. There certainly was in Stage 2. The fact that people didn't really like it, wanted Standoff to come in instead of that, and I kind of still feel like that might be how it goes, but I think Garrison has had some questions whether people actually like that for Hardpoint. Certainly, Apocalypse has been played a lot as of late, and personally, I kind of like it. So if there was a map that I would happily get rid of from the maps, then it may well be Garrison for Standoff, because I think Apocalypse is actually pretty good. And there's been some discussion on this as well. For example, from Brandon here, who works for the Los Angeles Thieves as their premier analyst, and he says, look, in Stage 2, Apocalypse was only played 7 times in 46 series. So far in Stage 3, and throughout the entirety of Stage 3, we've seen it a lot more, 5 times even at 14 series. In these last few days, Apocalypse seems to be in pretty much every single series that is played. So interesting stuff. I wonder what you guys think Standoff should replace when it comes in for something like Hardpoint, especially. But at the same time, will it be in for other game modes? What would you like to see gone for Search and Destroy? I think a lot of people lately have been saying Miami just because of the visibility on the map, but it isn't necessarily the most enjoyable map to watch in my opinion. So we'll have to see how things go, but of course the teams don't have too long to get things figured out on what's going to go down along those lines. This I thought was interesting from Hazard of Frosty as well. TJHaLy sued, question mark. There has been some Rostermania discussions these last several days talking about, okay, TJHaLy sitting on the bench of the Thieves, where is he going to line up? Certainly a player of the caliber that should still be in the Pro League in my opinion. Some teams, as we're going to look at later today, not necessarily looking so good right now. Cheeto tweets us out as well, down bad. Is there something going on with LAG? Who really knows? Got to remember that before the Stage 2 Major, Los Angeles Thieves made a change in just those few days before the Major began, when they brought out Slasher and then they put Drazah into the team. So who knows whether a team like LAG on a 5, or I think they're on a 4 series loss streak or something right now, will consider some sort of change as well, even though they pretty much go to Game 5 every single series at this point. This is well interesting from Loony. Me and Goonjart need 2 for challengers. We'll discuss Seattle Surge a little bit more detailed later today, but yeah, pretty cool to see these guys teaming up once again to, run the challenger scene maybe. So let's talk about the OpTic Chicago side of things. Yesterday they had this like family feud type Warzone tourney. It was pretty entertaining for the little bit I got to catch. You can see the final standings. Team 4 will take down the W. Envoy in second place. Team Scump in 3rd. And Dashy down there in 4th, unfortunately. I'm not sure which team Hex was on, but supposedly he didn't necessarily put up the most brilliant numbers onto the map all of the time. But yeah, well, Scum was streaming yesterday for the first time in quite a while, and there was a few interesting clips you guys were pointing out to me. I'll share this one on the screen for you guys in a second, and when he talks about, look, the problems within the team. And I think this is pretty interesting in the way he's talking about a lot of problems that they have as a squad. It doesn't feel like the typical response maybe that OpTic bring up, the fact that, okay, yeah, that they're still vibing as a team, they just fail to execute right. That's kind of what FOMO was getting at in his tweets a couple of days ago, saying yes, that their practice has been looking good. Envoy said it on the flank as well a couple of days ago as well. The fact that, okay, their practice was looking solid, but yeah, they just couldn't execute in the match. The way Scump's talking about it here kind of sounds like there's problems beyond just their issues in terms of their gameplay, but also maybe in terms of the chemistry going on behind the scenes. Just the way he describes it doesn't necessarily seem too pretty for what's going on behind the scenes right now.
Just one day. We have a lot of problems right now with the team.
On my left,
Nice shot.
Just get safe, get safe, get safe.
Yep, I'm safe.
Oh my god, we got this. This benefits you.
They crossed here.
We have a lot of problems.
Moving.
At least next COD will be the same engine as Warzone. Thank God, dude. So I can play Warzone again. Thank God. Am I muted? Yo, what's good, stream? How y'all doing, man? Sorry we've been getting on. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know.
A recent Tommy in this.
I don't know what to tell you, bros.
Wait, who?
But trust me, we're losing absolute
which raid
composure, man.
And so far this season, the discussion has always been regarding OpTic, the fact that, yeah, the vibes on that team are fantastic, the chemistry is really good, but, you know, at some point it may end up breaking down if the team doesn't have the greatest results, right? Like, if they theoretically place top 12 at every single major forever, like, I'm sure the vibes on that team aren't going to stay top tier for eternity, right? I don't think that's going to happen, of course, and right here, they can't place top 12. I think the worst they can place is top 10, but as you can see, these are the major schedules for this week on each of the particular days. It's actually pretty good for Europe, well, at least better than I thought it would be. You can see on the Saturday right here when there are 5 games, the first game actually starts an hour and a half earlier, so beautiful stuff. Starts at the normal times for all the other days. You can see 3 p.m. Eastern, that being, of course, 12 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. over here in the UK. You guys can work it out from there. So on the Thursday, you've got these matchups to start off with. 4 games on Thursday, 4 games on Friday. OpTic plays second up against LAG Seattle. So Seattle, of course, well, whoever wins this, OpTic are going to play, and of course, they're going to have to try and make the losers bracket run, but it's not going to be easy for them. I mean, obviously the losers bracket run is already stacked. You've got Minnesota Rokkr already down there. Whoever drops down for winners is going to be an absolute bloodbath to try and deal with. So these losers runs are not easy by any means anymore. And yeah, I just thought I'd share this with you guys if you hadn't seen what the bracket was going to be or what the schedule is going to be for the tournament as of yet. Because on Saturday we've got 5 games, finishing off with the winners final right at the end of the day, and it actually starts a little bit earlier, so a little bit more friendly for us guys in Europe. But at the end of the day, you know, 5 series in a day. It's pretty exciting stuff. We haven't seen that so far this season by any means, and then finishes off on the Sunday as is tradition at this point. So interesting to hear from the OpTic guys, especially given the fact that what Scump's talking about, the fact that there's a lot of problems within the team. Does that extend just beyond the fact that they've got no teamwork, right? That's what Form was saying. Yes, their teamwork has been very suspect as of late, but it's only a matter of losses in a row before the chemistry within the players themselves starts to break down. And we saw it last season, right, when yes, they had a good start to the season with Gunless on the team. It didn't take too long until, well, some poor events for Gunless to be out of the team. Prestinni came in. They did make a change last season, and well, it remains to be seen if they will make a change this season. I still doubt it's going to happen. I don't think X wants to go down that route. I don't really think the rest of the team wants to go down that route. But a lot of problems within the team. Clearly, if they don't have a good result of this major, how much confidence do they have of going to LAN and still putting up the results that, of course, they are hoping to have? This is pretty interesting from Turtle as well, talking about some of the matchups that haven't happened yet in the CDL. OpTic and Dallas are the only teams that have played everyone in the league at least once right now, but well, these are the teams. Now, 3 of these games will actually be going on at the major, so pretty cool. Mutineers versus Thieves, Gorilla Surge and Legion versus Royal Ravens. The first time we've had that kind of European derby all season, which is kind of strange to see. But Ultra Surge, Subliners Legion, FaZe Rokkr, Mutineers Ravens, none of these matchups have actually happened so far this season, which is pretty interesting to consider. Thought I'd mention this as well, that a few of you guys were pointing out to me last night, as Decemate tweets out right here, and I'm not sure if this is actually like beef or not, because all the tweets were deleted as we'll look at, so it's kind of strange. If this had just come out and it wasn't deleted, I'd have just thought, okay, it's banter. The fact that everything got deleted does that, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. But anyway, Decemate says that's him, that's the guy who got dropped to me. We haven't lost a series since. So you can see Methodz here, I guess, in Toronto, to insight in the background, kind of points to get over. You know what the drill is. As Methodz says, excited to watch champs with you in TeamSpeak, as kind of roasting Decemate, the fact that he's on Seattle Surge, but he's not going to make the World Championship. And then while Decemate comes back with the following, and I don't know, kind of interesting back and forth. Not sure if there's actually any beef going on here, given I think it was only a few days ago that Methodz was kind of gassing up Decemate on the flank, but I thought I'd mention it for you guys regardless. And oh well, this is what Methodz said a couple of days ago as well, and he's honestly been killing it. I think a couple of people were pointing out to me the fact that in challenges last night, he was absolutely dropping major numbers. And you gotta think, I mean, a guy like Zinni should get back in the league at some point. He's obviously a very talented player. It's just tough to be a main assault rifle and not get your opportunity. He is, I believe, going to be traveling with the guys to Texas for the stage 4 major, just in case they have any issues and he has to get subbed in for someone. But yeah, clearly very talented. I'm sure this offseason is going to be absolute chaos, especially if new franchise teams come into play. And even if they don't, I'm sure a lot of these rosters are going to be considering changes, especially how they are looking. Some of them, at least at the present time. Thought I'd mention this as well, given that this was all the rage on the timeline yesterday regarding this this whole situation. I thought I would at least touch on it because this tweet from Jake Lucky was, well, it was absolutely savage. Let's just put it like that. So if you guys didn't see this already, keep up with exactly what was going on right here. Effectively, after the FaZe versus OpTic series on Sunday, Hunter Brain, who is a social media guy over at the FaZe team, he tweeted this out. So tweets this gif, on just a couple of pictures really. Simp versus OpTic in game 3. This isn't really even like an anti-OpTic meme as far as I'm concerned, right? It's just like a pro FaZe Simp meme. Like Simp was obviously, completely gunning people in that game 3. That is how it is. Now Hicks comes back and says, previously at OpTic, sure you were, right? Question mark, question mark. Now Hunter Brain, he worked at OpTic when they were under Immortals, right? So after Immortals fully bought out the brand from Infinite, when Hicks was still kind of there in some fashion, then he obviously wasn't there anymore, went to NRG and formed Chicago Huntsman. Of course they have to have people to run their socials, right? And Hunter came in, he ran their socials for a fair bit, and I'm pretty sure now he's working for Atlanta FaZe, so he has understandably previously at OpTic in his bio. At the end of the day, if you're going to work for an organization like OpTic, it's a pretty good thing on your resume, regardless of who happened to be owning the organization at that point. So okay, Hicks comes back with it. Following then, he kind of doubled down in a video yesterday where he was discussing the fact that if you never worked for me, you've never worked for OpTic. I just I don't know. I just thought this whole thing was kind of unnecessary, and it honestly, I think it seemed to a lot of people that Hicks was kind of taking out his frustration for his team having a tough time against FaZe a couple of days ago on this social guy who I can't really see has done too much wrong. And well, anyway, Hicks comes back in reply. I knew that Hicks was going to say something because every time Jake Lucky tweets something like this, Hicks is in the replies, and then Jake comes back with fast series against FaZe, huh? So slowly you stay, huh? Fast series against FaZe, huh? This is well, quite the banger of the timeline. Fair play to Jake not deleting this, because I think some people are coming in the replies being like, yeah, using the whole this is the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen from the Minnesota Rokkr tweet not too long ago. And well, there was certainly some memeing going on the timeline, but I thought I had to mention it because it was just too spicy not to talk about today. So intrigued to hear your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Could Parasite Duarte be the answer for the OpTic guys? I think we've seen him actually scrimming out with Methodz in the Challengers region. I think they need to wipe the whole roster, get Parasite, Methodz, Doug Center Martin, and I don't even know who you bring back, maybe Embos or something. Give that a go. That could be the solution for OpTic to win the major. But yeah, Parasite, of course, absolutely killing it in Challengers, as it is tradition at this point. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm. Like you enjoyed this content, other people like you may enjoy this content as well, and I've grown the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always, take care, and I will see you next time.